Love is at the center of your being, and love is at the center of all life. Sanakumara would like to address us in a discourse on divine love. When you feel the fire of mighty victory, all of that fire is powered by divine love. When you sense the presence of the sun in your midst, as it is now blazing within this temple of light, all of that golden liquid light and fire is powered by love. When you feel the burning of that affection for any individual, for the ascended hosts, the angels, for God within nature, and for any good and perfect thing, that love is powered by the Almighty's heart. Without love, there would be nothing that could exist, because love is the very force behind creation itself. Love is at the center of your being, and love is at the center of all life. Centered in love, we always are victorious. Centered in love, nothing can dissuade us from the divine path of oneness and this brother-sisterly affection that we have, which is the true love of spirit within the earth, heart to heart, mind to mind, temple to temple, being to being. Because love is the creative fire of life itself, it is always incumbent upon us to return to the first principles of love in any discussion about anything, because when our motive is to love God and to love all, then what we co-create, what we engage in, what we do, is always blessed and sanctified by that love. This temple of clarity is a temple of divine love, because what is shared here is always about these 8 heart virtues: loving kindness, loving understanding, loving charity, loving empathy, loving gratitude, loving forgiveness, loving mercy, and loving compassion. And when love is the central fire, the central virtue, the central emanation that is manifest, because everyone who comes dips into that flame and receives its blessing, its currents, its joys, its ecstasies, and even at times the challenges that love presents, because we only grow by expanding our love, then the devotee is truly transformed. And when one comes into the environment of divine love, the person can't help but be blessed and caressed by that love, charged by that love, and transformed by that love. Every temple, every sanctuary of the Heart Center community worldwide can also be a temple of love. The Sanctuary of the Heart in Livingston, and other sanctuaries that have been consecrated by the Ascended Masters and angels, and even named at times. If you have a sanctuary that you worship within and hold services, and it has not been named by a master, request a name. For instance, Mount Shasta, do you have a name? Okay. The Temple of Merciful Mirth. Because Kuan Yin is right there in the Vastu temple on your property, Robert and Kathleen, and yet what she desires for people to experience is both mercy and joy, because when you come into the presence of so great of a love, naturally you experience the happiness of what mirth is. So mercy and mirth. And maybe that's why Kathleen's one of the most jubilant and joyful people I've ever met. So, are there other temples that we know of that have been named? This is David asking this question, I guess. Anyway, I see Carol's home as really having a beautiful retreat. And of course, Runa and Marita's home in Bergvik, Sweden, is under the sacred retreat of the Queen of Light. So there are other sacred spots based on the prayers of the righteous, the spiritual work that's being done, that can receive a name to affirm that it is a sacred spot and that temple is powered by divine love. Why is this important today? Because we see so much that is not based on true divine love in the world, and the illusory world around us. We can make the illusory world real again by firing it with divine love. Wherever love is expressed beautifully, reverently, holily, purely, an aspect of heaven descends as a living flame of love into that space and hallows it. And then heaven can abide there. Angels can come. Masters can come. And everything in that environment can be transformed in the twinkling of an eye when love transmutes the karmic records, Akashic records, and where, through the presence of divine love and the afflatus of the Holy Spirit, that love just wipes clean everything, transmutes it, and then a new beginning occurs. So if you've ever had, let's say, an argument with anyone, and you kind of feel the negative energy that's been expressed in a certain environment, even your own home, after you make amends and restore peace again, ask the angels of love to come and wash clean the atmosphere so that you can both, you and another, or people in general, can bask and bathe themselves in divine love and feel the refreshing currents of it, yet also the healing aspects of it, to heal your relationship, your communications, etc. Because devotees who have so much power flowing through them, through their voices and their chakras and their aura, if they misqualify energy, it can be pretty intense. And those energies can linger and trip us up. So the key is to always call on the law of forgiveness, do what's necessary to have resolution, and then invoke divine love again. And then the temple energy can be blazing forth again with this true divine love. There are so many hallowed spaces on the earth consecrated through prayers. Yet, even though there are these pilgrimages to all these sacred spots, remember to pilgrimage into your own heart daily, to experience within the sanctuary of your own heart the God love that beats your heart, the God love that created you, the God love that sustains you in your life. Because you can go here and there, you can go to India and Tibet, you can go to Nepal, you can go to any sacred place, yet you will always come home at some point. Well, let that home be right where the heart is. Home is where the heart is, and the heart is where your home truly is, and that home and that heart are the sacred places where divine love can always be expressed and then expanded. We bring Venus into earth for the transmutation of all past wars, all past anti-love activities, and where you invoke the light of Venus and the Venusians, and you magnify that love through prayer, worship, adulation, and devotional service, prayers and songs and chants, the Venusian type of love will expand and transform the whole earth. Earth is potentially, according to Anthony William, could turn into a type of Mars through the perversion of AI, if humanity allows that. We don't desire that. We desire Earth to turn into a Venus, right? So let's pull the strings of heaven in such a way that AI can never be manipulated or transform humanity into robotic creatures that become Martian in the way they think and feel and act and speak and do things. We have to have the Venusian way upon Earth if Earth is to become, and as Earth is to become, beautiful and holy again as it was meant to be, and as it has been in previous Golden Age cultures and civilizations. So each and every one of you, in the sanctuary of your heart, is an arbiter of divine love moving forward. You have the commission, you have the responsibility, you have the empowerment to go forth and share this divine love in such expressive and beautiful and creative ways that everyone whose lives you touch will feel the sanctity of your being and actually experience that Venusian connection, which is so refined and so noble and so purposeful and so beautiful, that you will help to heal souls. You will help to restore them to their own divinity. You will help to goad them on their own path toward oneness with God. And so, my beloveds, live in love, live as love, live by and through the heart of God as love beings. Thank you.